Here's some of the things that I find at the thrift store. Ran over to my favorite Habitat for Humanity restore. Brad is the manager. He's the best. He is a viewer, and he was laughing at my appliance meltdown.
I think she was seeing red spots or something. It was pretty bad.
My children were afraid my head was going to explode off my shoulder. But I'm going to talk with Brad for just a minute because you guys have appliances here.
We do.
And this is one of the first places that I called. I'm like, Brad, I need a stove. Be watching for me.
And we got a stove in. It wasn't what she was looking
No.
for, but it's kind of weird in this business when somebody mentions something, it's usually within a day or two, something will show up.
Isn't that funny?
Isn't it? It really is.
So how do you do, I mean, buying used appliances can be sketchy. So how do you guys handle buying the appliances? What do you do with them? How do you check them out? How do you know they're working?
Great question. So we don't really have a lot of control over what people bring us. But let's say, for example, we got in a dryer. So we have one that we just got in now. And what we do is we test it, we clean it. We actually, in the case of the dryer or washer, we wash a load of laundry and dry it.
So you have a whole setup here.
We do.
And you
We've
run
got
through the
voltage,
whole cycle.
We've got the different plug-ins that we can swap out if we need to. So we test it. We do run them. In the case of a stove, we clean and check those. And then, of course, if you take it home and it doesn't work as anticipated, then we give store credit for it.
So how long do they have to do that? And it varies by store, right?
It does vary by
Okay.
store. In our case, I think it's a week. I
Okay.
have to check the policy book, but there is a written time limit on that. And we do give store credit. We don't give refunds because we're raising money for charity.
Yeah.
So there's that aspect to it. But we don't knowingly sell anything that is not up to snuff. And then we have different grades of things that we get in, like excellent is like new, good is the majority of the bell curve. That's something that's been maintained to the standards of a middle-class Wyoming household. And then there's fair, which is, it's got dings and scratches, but it's still safe.
Okay. All right. So pretty much you make sure they're working before they come in. Now, do you just accept everything?
Well,
How does that work?
Well, in the case of an appliance, if something
Like my dead stove.
your dead stuff, we would gladly take. But what we do in that case is we take it to metal recycling and we sell it by weight for its metal content.
Oh, okay.
So, for example, this morning we had Rich is working on that dryer right now, which is fine, but it had an accompanying washer, which is not working. The latch is not working. It's getting an arrow. So that's already been moved outside. We're going to take that to metal recycling later today.
Oh,
so we get
okay.
something for it.
Okay.
Maybe $5 or $6, but it's if we want to take the time and pull the wiring out, if it's got copper in it or something, we might get a little bit more for that. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to talk about a little bit more what type of things, like do you get microwaves, air fryers?
Yeah, we get microwaves, air
toaster
fryers,
ovens?
toaster ovens, we get refrigerators, air conditioners. We test all these things. So
How do you test the refrigerator and freezer?
Well, we plug it in and we clean it, and
Okay.
then we make sure that it cools. In the case of the freezer, we put a little cup of water in there and make sure that it
Okay.
freezes within a reasonable time.
Okay.
The microwaves are checked. Sometimes we'll nuke a snack or something. But so we do test them all, and they're priced to move.
This video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbook. We have quick and easy recipes your family will love to help you get in and out of the kitchen fast. Please visit us at livingonadime.com. It's 25% off now. I want to interject something in right here and say, I know the question we're going to get. Tara, why in the world would you buy a used appliance? You don't know if it's going to work or if it's going to last. Well, it costs about $500 to replace a compressor on a refrigerator and an ice maker on a refrigerator. And then the control panel on a stove is about $500. And the control panel on a dishwasher is about $500. So let's say your refrigerator at the thrift store is between $400 and $600. Your range is about $200. So is your dishwasher. And I think Brad said that the stoves and washers and dryers are all about $150 to $200. Oh yeah, and Brad just wanted me to say this is just a range of prices, no pun intended. So let's say you spent those prices and then your compressor went out on your refrigerator and you had to spend another $400. So let's say you got it on the low end, that would be about $800 total investment, or on the high end, $1,000 total investment. And a brand new refrigerator with taxes and everything is $1,600. So, you know, you do the math. Now, there is a problem here, though, because Pistol, our appliance repairman, said that you can thank Obama and those green people. Have I mentioned before that this whole global warming, climate change really gets on my nerves? Well, this is another reason why. Because they outlawed, well, they didn't outlaw, but what Pistol said was they so want to get rid of these older appliances that any company that keeps the parts on their shelves is taxed 25% a year. So what these companies do is they sell off all their old parts to resellers, and then these resellers sell them on Amazon or eBay, so the appliance companies aren't charged 25% a year tax on old parts. So you could have a problem getting parts. And I'm just pointing all of the pros and cons to buying used appliances versus new appliances. And right now, I think you're just one of those things where you're just, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't. You're just stuck because the environmentalists and the people who worship the environment have literally put into laws. It's an absolute no-win scenario with appliances. But at this point, I think I'd rather take my chances on old appliances versus new, especially if you could get something really cheap or free. So what are my chances of finding something like that if, like, my whole entire kitchen decided to die, or I'm in the middle of remodeling? What are the chances of me finding those things in the store? Is that something you have often, or is it just every now and then?
Your chances are 100%. It's just how long it's going to be before they come in.
Okay.
But we routinely get in refrigerators. They tend to sell very quickly because a brand new refrigerator is very expensive.
Yeah, I happen to know.
Sorry. But anyway, we do sell those kinds of things quickly. But they come in regularly. I mean, I don't say every day or even every week, but very regularly. So if you're willing to check back in the case of the restore, we have customers like yourself who come in a lot. There's some people who come in every day.
Let's talk about that for a little bit. So here's one of my points with shopping at thrift stores is you have to be on the ball and checking. If you're really desperate for something, come in every single day.
That is true. I mean, we've had people that have, well, recently we had, I think it was a refrigerator actually. I'd gotten an email from somebody looking for one. She lived in Buffalo, which is a town,
neighboring,
near here, but not really near here. And she was looking for a refrigerator, and then we got one in, and then somebody else had called and spoken to somebody else also looking for a refrigerator. So we had these two refrigerator ladies, but it worked out. The one that had emailed me, I said, call me exactly at 10 when we open and you can have it. The other lady showed up before we opened and was here, and
So stand at the door and wait.
Well,
if you really need something, stand at the door and wait.
That's good advice. Because anyway, it worked out because the one who was here early, her phone kept blowing up. She kept ditching the call, sending it to voicemail. Finally, she answered on the fifth time it rang. It was her daughter saying, "Mom, don't buy that refrigerator. I found one somewhere else." So anyway, it worked out.
Okay.
Both of the ladies got their refrigerators if they wanted. But
so just keep coming back, keep asking the people. And what I do is I ask if there's anything in the back that they're processing, because a lot of places you can't see what they're processing.
That's a good idea, because we have trucks that go out and get stuff, or people may drop stuff off, and it's got to be cleaned, it's got to be inspected, it's got to be tested. And if there's a time frame for that, and if we haven't gotten around to it, it's going to either be back in the back there, or it might be off to the side where the garage door is.
Well, and you guys schedule pickups.
We do.
So we could ask, are you scheduled to pick up appliances anytime soon?
That's another good idea. Yes, if you were like we did, I think it was you a week or so ago. You had asked if you had an item, and I said no, but I happen to know we're getting one on Friday.
Yeah.
Again, it's sight unseen. We don't know if it's appropriate or not, but at least they'll give you the opportunity to come down.
And you texted me when it came in, and I was like, oh man, but it's black, and I needed white, so.
There you have it.
But
it's already
still,
gone. Yeah, it's gone. That was last Friday, and that was less than a week ago.
Yeah,
so.
It sold quick. All right, so guys, check your Habitat for Humanity restores. I think They're one of the few places that take appliances. I don't know of other thrift stores like Goodwill and all that. They don't take appliances. So if you're looking for kitchen items, check places like the Habitat because they have some really good stuff. One time you guys had a brand new refrigerator in here.
Yeah, we sometimes do get brand new stuff in, or practically brand new. In the case of remodeling, or somebody gets, let's say they get a
new
washer,
house,
new
don't like
house,
the colors.
Yeah, what have you, that does happen.
Yeah, that happens all the time. One time I got a new stove. They wanted stainless. It was white. And they were like, we just don't want it. It was brand new. So, yeah, I have a thing with appliances, I think.
Well, we do get a lot of stuff in, and we do depend on donations. That's how we get the stuff. People donate to the Restore. It helps us. We take that when we sell it. The proceeds go towards building homes right here in Sheridan County.
Yep.
And that's true of any Habitat Restore anywhere in the country.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Brad.
You bet.
I'm back here in the back with Rich. Hello, Rich.
Hi, how are you?
Rich is the best. Okay, so he has a washer here, and you are testing it out through the whole cycle and cleaning it. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
So before you put them on the floor, you make sure they're working.
Right. We have a washer. I'll run some towels, and I have this is a dryer, and I'll run the towels to make sure they dry, and we'll get a process and out on the floor.
Looks like it's working.
Yeah.
Long now, but okay, so this is the Kenmore that Brad told me about right there. They tested. Oh yeah, it's not bad actually. Wow. I mean, that's pretty clean. And it doesn't even look very worn or anything. Wow. Man, what is it with you guys and dryers this week? I guess. Wow. So my Habitat has things like air fryer liners. Now these are $8 for 100. That's not exceptional, but it's a better deal than online. So if I needed those, I'd probably get them. Mine gets all kinds of stuff. I have no idea what those would be good for, but they look very useful. So I'm gonna grab them. So now I want to give you a few more tips on buying kitchen items at thrift stores, estate sales, and garage sales. Here's another couple of good deals that I found. I got this 20-piece set of Corelle for $2 at a yard sale. All 4 pieces of each side is here. Now what's funny is I only need this size. We were just 2 or 3 plates short every dishwasher cycle, and so I was going to go buy just these plates by themselves. Looked it up on Amazon for this set. I think, I'll look it up, but I think the plates this size alone go for $4 or $5 each. So just these ones here would be $20, and I paid $2 for all of them. I tried to have her just get me these for 50 cents, but she wanted them all gone because she's tired of having them in her garage. So I said, okay, I'll take the whole set. So what I might do is just turn around and resell everything that I don't use. This was an estate sale. I got these, a new brush, which I need, some Roundup, some Epsom salts, and some outdoor window cleaner. All of this was $3. And then I got this at the thrift store for 50 cents. I've been needing a fertilizer one. Since I'm a huge gardener, I have one for Roundup, one for Weed Be Gone, one for fertilizer. That way I don't have to switch between. And this way, I only got it for 50 cents. The next thing is persistence. It is freezing cold. My car says it's 5 degrees outside, but I know what I need today, and I am here 15 minutes before the thrift store opens, lined up with all of us sitting in our cars. You can see all of us sitting in our cars. I helped this lady here get to the front because she's 86. She still comes to the thrift store every Saturday. But yeah, it's just persistence in looking for what you're finding, even when it's freezing cold. Now, I was wrong. It wasn't 5 degrees. It was -5 degrees. When Sylvia and I were sitting outside the thrift store, here is Sylvia.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Wayne?
Yes, I had a dog on my head and a dog on my back.
Wow.
How are you today?
But the big dog was trying to save me.
So this morning I decided.
Well, that was nice of him.
Are a good choice.
It has been horridly cold, and Sylvia is out there even when it's 5 below with her skirt and sandals. She is a brave soul. So every Saturday morning, I help her across the snow up to the door because we're the first two there. And it's gotten to the point where now our thrift store is kind of almost a social gathering. So now we're getting in there. I know all about Sylvia's life now. And so we have just a social gathering now at the thrift store every Tuesday and Saturday morning.
Did you have a few flurries with your house this morning?
Good morning.
Just light.
How are you?
I'm all right. How about you?
Oh no, you got it too?
Oh, I think we all had it, yeah. I got bronchitis. I got medicine Thursday before the day even. And it just still isn't completely gone. I used all my meds and it just was.
Jack hasn't got it yet, but Mike had it. Dave got it.
I'm surprised Jack didn't get it.
I know, of all of
I
them.
think Jack, well, Cooper finally did. But I say all the other leads got sick, so.
Brother, that was the craziest thing ever.
Yeah, it was a crazy week.
And now they're talking about the barn dance, and I'm like, are we recovered enough for the barn dance?
Way too soon.
I'm not sure that we are.
Yeah.
Now, what I do first is wait for Sylvia to get her basket and everything and get going. Sometimes I get around her before, and if I do, then I'm the first one in the store. But if she's talking to the people at the checkout desk or whatever. But what I do is I go into my thrift store and I scan. So first I scan to the right to see if there's any hair products or foods or anything like that that they're selling that I might need.
Hello.
Good morning.
How are you guys?
Good. Free scarves today.
Ooh, free scarves.
Today.
Then I head straight back to the back. Why? Because that's where the majority of the things that I want are. So I head straight back to the back. I kind of look around and see what's there. Now, I head to the garden stuff first because that's most important to me and the kitchen stuff. So if I need something for cooking videos or whatever, if I need molds or if it's like Valentine's Day and I need heart-shaped stuff, then I go ahead and pick up those things first. Then I head into the Christmas section, and yes, I look all year at the Christmas section. I found these candy cup liners for 50 cents, brand new, unopened. So I know this Christmas, I'm gonna be doing more Christmas candies because that went berserk on my Super Easy Recipes channel this last Christmas. So you can be guaranteed starting in October, I'm gonna be doing Christmas candies again. So I'm already collecting things for that. If there's decorations or cute things, I'll just, pick those up as I see them. Then small appliances, my boys love the George Foreman grill and are absolutely using it to death. So I'm replacing my George Foreman grill probably every 3 to 4 months because they're literally wearing it out. So I keep an eye out for brand new ones. They are in there all the time for $2 or $3. So I pick those up all the time. Then I always check for free stuff. Oh my goodness, they have free stuff all the time at my thrift store. Now, not all thrift stores do, but mine does. So I check to see if they have anything free, and that's Sylvia's favorite section too. Then I also find things like new pans. All the time, I am finding pans that are either brand new or really close to brand new. So if you're looking to redo your kitchen with new pots and pans, be sure to check your thrift store for them.
Okay, so I will get my stuff like I need a coffee thing for my get-togethers. Well, look, it's even labeled coffee. Look inside to make sure that's not cracked. And it's not. See how this one has kind of chips in there. So this one I wouldn't get. Ooh, now here's a plastic one. And it's only $0.25. Now it goes with a teapot, but that would work. Ooh, man, that would be a good video, wouldn't it? Okay, I'll get this one to clean.
Now, this coffee thing looks awful, but I'm getting ready to do a video testing the different cleaners on stainless steel. You know, your barkeeper's friend, your pink stuff, your vinegar, and what is it, hydrogen peroxide or whatever the combination was. I'm going to be testing those. So I'm collecting some really nasty pans from the thrift store to test those out on. Well, I found this coffee carafe and I was like, oh, I could clean this too because it looks pretty bad, but it's in really good shape. It just looks bad. Okay, so today's thrift store haul. No, not our Dining on a Dime cookbook. All right, got this cute little arrangement. I thought it looked nice for my Valentine's decorations for $1.50. This bag of cups for $1. This bag of cups for 50 cents. We're getting ready to start party season again. And I was like, well, shoot, that'll be easier than doing dishes. And then I got all of these balls for $1 each for my decorating. And then I got a silicone heart mold for my candy recipes that are coming up for 50 cents. That's coming up on my Super Easy channel. Things like mop heads I found here in the back of my thrift store, and even dish rags and tons of towels. If you have a dog or cat that you need towels for or bedding for, the thrift store is a great place to find. But if you're just doing up, starting your house or just moving or starting over, thrift stores have towels a lot of times. So you can get, like, even though they're not exactly the same, you could collect over several weeks white towels and have a set of white towels. Even if they're different brands, if they're all white, then you can make them into a set. And so like these dish rags were 50 cents, so that's a pretty good deal. Find some goodies?
Yeah, my neighbor brings me $5 chickens down from Billings.
Oh.
And they're already cooked. All I gotta do is
Yeah.
separate them and take the bones out and keep them eaten, and I freeze it.
That's a great idea.
And I make a couple meals out of it.
Idea.
I put it in there, and then sometimes I'll have time, and then I'll cook a little. Now I got the chicken. The day I was working, he brought me this chicken. I threw it in the fridge yesterday. I finally got to take it apart.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Because for one person, you can't cook worth a darn.
Yeah. 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 I agree. Yeah, have somebody help you out to the car.
I will.
Okay.
See you later.
Yep, see you next week. Here, I should get that for Mike. It's cute. I got this Yankee candle for $1 right there. Probably give it to Mom for Mother's Day present. She loves lilacs, but I don't know if she'll like this flavor or not. If she doesn't, I like it, so I'll take it back. Then I got this cute little flower arrangement for $1. And this cute little watering can for $1 at the thrift store. Right there. And then what I discovered was this thing actually just sits right in there. Isn't that cute? So that's those. That is the thrift store hauls for that day. Oh, you guys see what's happening here? Anybody know?
Hey there.
How are you?
sure I need that.
Okay, I have to say, I wish I would have gotten this shoe, and this particular thrift store is going to be open tomorrow. I'm going to go get it because you know what? That would be the cutest vase. I didn't even think about getting that dumb shoe for the vase, so we'll see if they have it tomorrow. But I thought, oh, that would be a cute vase for my flowers. Oh, I've gotten into this plate phase. I guess I'm just a little old lady now, collecting my plates. So I've gotten into this plate phase. And I have all these cute plates that I love, but I don't have any plate hangers. So when I found these hangers with the plates, I didn't really want, I mean, we live in Wyoming. Sea stuff is not even close to my decor. So I went up front, asked, and sure enough, they were like, you don't want the plates? I said, no, I just want the hangers. Can I just redonate the plates? Sure. So I redonated the plates and took the hangers home. Now I have plate hangers for my plates. Okay, I got some craft paints, 25 cents. I think they're getting close to $2 now, so that's a good deal. Got me this cute little gnome guy, $4. Can't resist a good gnome. Got this old-timey picture, thought that was cute. I'm gonna remake this into a flower pot. It was $1 and 50 cents for this for what Easter arrangement, I guess. By the way, thank you, Jennifer, for the garden seeds. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I got these little containers. We like these little ones, and all of mine have gotten smushed, and they were $1. And then my plate holders, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them for $3, and I left the plates there. This microwave bacon maker was $10 or $15 on Amazon. I could not believe it, and it was only, 50 cents? And here, I had just bought one not that long ago, like last year or something. I can't believe it. But anyway, I find stuff like this bacon cooker, and then I'm kicking myself because I bought a brand new one. But you know, you win some, you lose some. Canning jars, I find canning jars all the time at thrift stores. Sometimes they can be really cheap, and sometimes they're not. So you need to make sure when you're looking for things like canning jars that they are actually a good deal. What's another thing you can do at thrift stores? Well, you can resell at thrift stores, which half the people that are there are resellers. So that's why you want to get in there, because they know what the good stuff is. So one time I went to the thrift store and I found a KitchenAid mixer for $45. I picked that sucker up as fast as I could, took it over, tested it, it worked. I bought it for $45, got home in less than an hour. I had it on Facebook Marketplace listed and sold for $175. This air fryer here I got because I thought we might like it. It's slightly smaller than ours. The boys didn't like it. I paid $5 for it, turned around and sold it for $20 on Facebook Marketplace. So I made $15 for literally 5 minutes worth of work. So if you would work that out, that's $192 an hour. I'm like, yeah, I can handle that for a pay. So look for things that you could resell. If you need a little bit of income to bring in whatever, start looking for stuff to resell. But you got to get there early. You got to know what you're looking for. And you got to just test stuff out. Because sometimes I can resell stuff and it's great. And sometimes I can resell it and I barely make my money back or I lose money. But 95% of the time I make money. I very, very rarely lose money. I can usually at least make my money back. One more thing, get to know the people at the thrift stores. Like I know Brad now at the Habitat Restore here. When I need something, I ask him, Brad, watch out for a stove for me, please. Okay, here's my favorite cashier at the thrift store. You see me every Saturday, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Every single Saturday.
Every single Saturday.
I'm usually the second or first person in here.
That's right.
And they always say hi, don't you? Yes.
You're more than welcome to come in, please.
Yes, I'll send them all over here. And here's all the plastic bags I bring in after I'm done at Walmart. Yeah. We know Dean at the other thrift store. We absolutely love him, but He knows the kind of stuff I buy and the prices that they run and that kind of thing. So if something doesn't have a price, I just run up there and say, Dean, do you know what this is? And he's like, oh yeah, it's $1 or 50 cents or whatever. When you get to know the people at your thrift store, they can help you find things that you are looking for. If you want more tips on how to save money on groceries, go watch this video next. Visit us at livingonadime.com.